My fiancé said, "My parents are paying for the wedding, so they get final say." I replied, "Fair enough." Then I transferred all the vendor contracts to her father's name. The chaos that followed was glorious. I, 29 male, am sitting here with a beer watching everything unfold exactly as predicted. Should probably feel bad. Don't though. Been with Chloe, 27, for 4 years. Engaged for 1. Wedding was supposed to be in 3 months. When we got engaged, I'd saved up about $35K for our wedding. Yeah, I know, crazy amount. But I wanted to give her the dream wedding, you know? Chloe comes from money. Her dad Roland owns several car dealerships. Mom Lorraine doesn't work, just spends. Initially, we agreed to plan everything together with my money. Booked the venue, this gorgeous historic mansion, photographer, band, florist, the works. Everything in my name since I was paying. Chloe seemed happy. Then 2 months ago, her parents decided they wanted to contribute. By contribute, they meant completely take over. Roland wrote a check for $40K and suddenly everything changed. We need to cancel the mansion and use the country club instead. That photographer is too artsy. We'll use our family friend. The guest list needs to triple. We have business associates. I pushed back. This was our wedding. Chloe pulled me aside. Babe, they are paying now. It's only fair they get input. Input is one thing. They're changing everything we planned. Well, they are paying $40K. I already paid deposits, $15K worth. They'll reimburse you. Spoiler, they didn't. Last Tuesday was the breaking point. Lorraine called while I was at work. Not Chloe, her mother. "Tristan, we need to discuss the rehearsal dinner. I've booked the yacht club. We already have Fratelli's booked." "That little Italian place?" "No, canceled it this morning. The yacht club has better optics for Roland's clients." "You canceled my reservation?" "Well, we're paying now, so really it's our reservation." Chloe gave me the confirmation number. I hung up. Called Chloe. "Your mom canceled our rehearsal dinner. She found a better place." "With whose money did I put down that deposit?" "Tristan, stop being difficult. My parents are spending $40K. It's their money, their wedding now." "Their wedding?" "You know what I mean. They're paying so they get final say." Those words. Final say. "Okay," I said. "Fair enough." "Really? Oh good, I knew you'd understand." Here's what Chloe didn't know. All vendor contracts were still in my name. Every single one. The venue, catering, flowers, band, photographer, everything had me as the primary contact and financial responsible party. Her parents had just been writing checks to reimburse vendors for my deposits and paying remaining balances. That evening, I made some calls. First, my buddy, who's an event coordinator, explained the situation. He laughed for 5 straight minutes. "You're really gonna do this? They want final say? They can have it. All of it." Wednesday morning, I contacted every vendor, explained I needed to transfer the contracts to Roland Whitmore. Since the wedding was 3 months out and no final payments were due yet, most were happy to accommodate, just needed Roland's signature and credit card for security. The venue coordinator was especially helpful. "Oh, we've dealt with the Whitmores before. This should be interesting." Thursday, I compiled everything into a neat folder. Contracts requiring signature, deposit responsibilities, payment schedules, vendor contact sheets. The works. Drove to Chloe's parents' house that evening. Roland answered the door in his usual pompous way. "Tristan, wasn't expecting you." "Hey Roland, since you and Lorraine are paying for the wedding and get final say, I figured you should handle the contracts too." Handed him the folder. His face went from smug to confused. "What's this?" "Transfer paperwork. All the vendor contracts. They need your signature and credit card by Monday or they'll cancel everything. The wedding's in your name now. Congrats." Lorraine appeared. "What's happening?" "Tristan's giving us the wedding contracts," Roland said slowly, flipping through papers. "Well, of course, we're paying for it." She grabbed the folder. Then her face changed. "Wait, these say we're responsible for all deposits and damages?" "Yep, your wedding, your responsibility. Fair enough, right? But you already paid deposits, which you never reimbursed. Consider them my wedding gift. You've got about $70K in outstanding balances due in the next 6 weeks. Payment schedules are all there." Roland's face was purple. 70,000? "Well, yeah, you tripled the guest list, remember? Catering alone went from 8K to 23K. Band had to add musicians for a bigger venue. Photographer needs a second shooter. It adds up. This is insane. No, this is what you wanted. Your money, your final say, your contracts. Chloe made it very clear. Speaking of Chloe, she called while I was driving home, screaming, "What did you do? Gave your parents what they wanted, full control. You can't just dump this on them." Why not? It's their wedding, right? Their money, their final say? Come back right now and fix this. Can't. I'm no longer on any contracts. Legally not my problem. Tristan. Fair enough, right? Click. Update 1. Well, the fallout has been spectacular. Friday morning, Roland tried calling the venue to say there was a misunderstanding and the contract should stay in my name. The venue coordinator, bless her, said that wasn't possible without my consent and signature, which I'm not giving. Then Lorraine called the caterer to complain about the pricing. Caterer explained the increase was due to their requested changes. Premium menu, triple guest count, special dietary accommodations for 50+ people. Apparently, Lorraine promised all her country club friends personalized meals. Saturday, Chloe showed up at my apartment. First time she'd been here in weeks. She'd basically been living at her parents' mater since they started wedding planning. Tristan, please. You've made your point. What point? I agreed with you. They're paying, they get final say. You know what you did. I transferred responsibility to the people in charge. That's all. The florist wants $15K. For flowers. Your mom upgraded to orchids and wanted tablescapes for 300 people. That's actually a good price. Take the contracts back. No, your parents wanted control, they got it. They're saying they won't pay. Then I guess there's no wedding. She started crying. Not sad crying, angry crying. You're ruining everything. I'm not on any contracts anymore. I'm literally doing nothing. Exactly. You're supposed to be helping. Like I was before your parents steamrolled everything we planned. That's different. How? She couldn't answer. Just stormed out. Sunday was quiet. Too quiet. Monday morning, Roland called from his lawyer's office. On speaker. Tristan, I've got my attorney here. What you've done could be considered fraud. The lawyer spoke up. Mr. Whitmore asked me to review the situation. From what I understand, you transferred legally binding contracts to him with his knowledge of the financial obligations? Yep. Full transparency. Even gave him an itemized breakdown. And he accepted these contracts? He took the folder and said he wanted control. Silence. Then the lawyer, Roland, this isn't fraud, you accepted the contracts. But I didn't know. The payment schedules were included, correct? The lawyer asked me. Page 3 through 7 of the packet I gave him. More silence. Roland hung up. But here's where it gets amazing. This morning, Tuesday, I got a call from the venue. The Whitmore's credit card was declined for the next deposit payment. It was only $5K, but apparently, Roland's been moving money around to cover wedding expenses and maxed out that card. The venue coordinator was professionally concerned. Mr. Blake, as the original contract holder, I wanted to inform you that if payment isn't received by Friday, the date will be released. Not my contract anymore, but thanks for the heads up. Of course. By the way, we have 3 other couples interested in that date if it becomes available. I thanked her and hung up, then texted Chloe, venue needs payment by Friday FYI. Her response was a voice message of just screaming. Literal screaming. Then Lorraine texted me. Lorraine, who has never texted me in 4 years. You horrible little man, you're destroying my daughter's happiness. Your daughter made it clear you were in charge. I'm respecting that. We'll sue you for the deposits you already paid. For gifts freely given? Good luck. Those weren't gifts. I have texts from Chloe calling them gifts when she was convincing me to let you take over. Screenshots are wonderful things. She sent about 20 more messages. I stopped reading after she called me a middle-class peasant trying to ruin their reputation. Roland just left me a voicemail. Let's be reasonable here. Take back the contracts, we'll pay for everything, and you can have some input. Some input. For a wedding I was originally paying for entirely. Yeah, no. Update 2. The wedding is officially off, and the implosion has been magnificent. Wednesday last week, right after my last update, Chloe came to my office. My office. Made it past security and everything. My coworkers were fascinated. Tristan, we need to talk. Now. My boss actually came out of his office. Everything okay here? Personal matter. I'll take an early lunch. Probably saved my job right there because Chloe was ramping up for a scene. In the parking lot, she immediately started in. The venue is threatening to cancel. Not threatening. They will cancel if not paid by Friday. Then pay them. Not my contract. I'll Venmo you right now. Take the contracts back. Your parents have to sign them back over. That's how contracts work. They won't do it. Why not? Here's where it got interesting. Turns out Roland and Lorraine were playing a game. They figured if they refused to sign back the contracts and refused to pay, I'd cave and handle everything to save the wedding. They literally told Chloe this was their strategy. So they're willing to ruin your wedding to win a power play? It's not like that. It's exactly like that. Just fix this. No. She grabbed my phone out of my hand. I'll call them myself. That's theft. I'm your fiancé. Are you though? That stopped her cold. She handed back my phone and left without another word. Thursday, I get a call from Fratelli's. Remember that rehearsal dinner Lorraine canceled? Well, she never actually canceled it. She just told me she did. The owner was calling to confirm final head count. Mr. Blake, we haven't heard from you in weeks. The dinner is in 10 weeks. We need numbers. There's been a change. The Whitmore family will be handling this. Oh, them. His tone said everything. We require full payment upfront from them. Bad history. Turns out the Whitmores are notorious for booking events, changing everything last minute, then disputing charges. 3 restaurants in town won't even take their reservations anymore. I gave him Roland's number. Then texted Roland, Fratelli's needs payment, full amount up front. Good luck. Friday, D-Day for the venue. I was in a meeting when my phone exploded. 27 calls, 62 texts. I turned it off. After work, I turned it back on to find. Venue canceled, band canceled, deposit was due same day. Photographer canceled, 30-day payment clause kicked in, caterer threatening cancellation. And one voicemail from Chloe. It's over, the wedding is off, are you happy now? Actually? Yeah, kind of was. Saturday morning, Roland showed up at my apartment at 7 a.m. You destroyed my little girl's wedding. You destroyed it when you turned it into a power play. We were trying to give her the best. No, you were trying to show off for your country club friends. The wedding Chloe and I planned was perfect for us. You made it about you. You vindictive little. Roland, you have 5 seconds to leave before I call the police. He left but shouted, you'll regret this. Doubt it. Sunday, Chloe's friend Jade called. We'd always gotten along well. Tristan, this is Jade. I'm not calling to yell. Refreshing. What really happened? Chloe's story makes no sense. I explained everything. The takeover, the final say comment, the contract transfer, long silence. Then, holy crap, they really thought you'd just roll over? Apparently. You know Lorraine is telling everyone you're abusive and controlling? Of course she is. Want me to set the record straight? Nah, people will believe what they want. For what it's worth, I think you dodged a bullet. I love Chloe, but she's become her mother lately. That hit hard, but accurate. Monday, yesterday, I got a certified letter from a law firm. The Whitmores were demanding I pay all wedding cancellation fees, return the engagement ring, and pay for emotional damages. I forwarded it to my lawyer friend. He laughed so hard he had to call me back later. They have nothing. You transferred contracts with their consent. The ring was a gift. Emotional damages? Please. Countersue for the deposits they never reimbursed. Not worth it. I just want this done. There. I'll respond that they can pound sand, but more professionally. This morning, Chloe texted, can we talk? Without lawyers or parents? Me, sure. We met for coffee. She looked exhausted. I screwed up. Yeah, I let them take over everything. The wedding became theirs, not ours. Yep. You really weren't going to help? You told me they had final say. I respected that. You were teaching me a lesson. I was protecting myself from financial ruin. Your parents' demands would have cost me $100K when they were done. They said they'd pay. Like they paid the deposits, like they paid the venue. They wanted control without responsibility. She stared at her coffee. The country club told them they need a $50K deposit for a wedding there. Non-refundable. They freaked. Karma. I loved you. I loved you too, past tense. Because of this? Because you chose them over us. Every time. For months. She nodded, didn't argue. I'm keeping the ring. Fair enough, I'm keeping the deposits. That's like $15K. Cost of a lesson learned. We parted ways. Probably for good. Final update. Lot has happened. This will be my last update because I'm ready to move on. First, the Whitmore family meltdown continued. Roland's lawyer sent my lawyer a formal response to our pound sand letter offering to settle for just the engagement ring. My lawyer responded with an itemized list of unreimbursed deposits totaling $15,000 and suggested they'd be better off dropping everything. They did. But the real drama came from an unexpected source. Remember how I mentioned the venue coordinator was especially helpful? Well, Rebecca, the coordinator, called me a week after everything exploded. "Tristan, I know this is awkward, but I wanted you to know we had 3 couples on a wait list for your date. One of them is getting married this weekend thanks to your cancellation. They're lovely people who couldn't afford a Saturday originally. Your deposits made their dream possible." That felt good. But then, also, and this is unprofessional, but the Whitmores blacklisted themselves from every major venue in town. Word spreads in this industry. Apparently, Lorraine had gone nuclear on every vendor, threatening lawsuits, leaving nasty reviews, the works. She accused the photographer of conspiring with me, claimed the caterer was price gouging, and told the band they were unprofessional hacks. The wedding vendor community in our city is surprisingly tight-knit. They have a Facebook group. Screenshots of Lorraine's unhinged emails were shared. Roland's credit card disputes were documented. 3 vendors discovered the Whitmores owed them money from previous events. Chloe called me crying about it. "No one will work with us. Mom's been banned from 2 vendor groups." Not my problem anymore. "Did you do this?" "Your mom did this. I've been radio silent for 2 weeks. The country club withdrew their availability." Again, not my, because Dad disputed their deposit charge. I actually laughed. He disputed a non-refundable deposit? He said it was excessive. He owns car dealerships. He knows how deposits work. "This is all your fault. Chloe, your family did this to themselves. I just stopped enabling them. We're having to look at venues 2 hours away. Good luck with that." She hung up on me. Plot twist. Last Monday, I get a LinkedIn message from Rebecca. "Hey, weird question. Are you single now? Because my friend saw your whole story on TikTok and thinks you're her hero." Yeah. Someone, Jade probably, posted the story on TikTok. It went sort of viral. 800K views last I checked. The comments were brutal toward the Whitmores. "I'm not interested in dating yet, but I thanked Rebecca for the ego boost." Wednesday, Jade called again. "Heads up, Chloe's engaged again." "What? It's been 3 weeks." To her ex from college, Rebound City. Her parents are thrilled because his family owns a hotel chain. They're planning a destination wedding in Hawaii. Those poor vendors. Nah, his family is handling everything. Chloe gets 0 say. Her parents get 0 say. It's karma perfection. Good for her, I guess. She's miserable, but she's going along with it because she's desperate to get married. That's sad, actually. The Chloe I fell in love with 4 years ago would never have agreed to that. But that Chloe disappeared the moment her parents' money entered the picture. Yesterday, I got one final text from Roland. "Despite everything, I hope you learned something from this." I responded, "I did. I learned to recognize red flags, set boundaries, and never let someone with final say put my name on the line. Thanks for the education." He didn't reply. For everyone asking if I regret nuking the wedding? No. The relief I feel is worth every penny of those lost deposits. I could have been married to someone who would always choose her parents over us, who would let them steamroll any decision we made as a couple, who valued their money over our partnership. The $15K I lost? Consider it tuition for a masterclass in dodging bullets. I'm doing good. Actually great. My coworkers think I'm a legend. My boss gave me a raise? Unrelated, but I'll take it. I'm going to Europe next month with the money I saved for the honeymoon. Solo trip. Going to eat pasta in Italy and not think about wedding venues at all. To anyone dealing with similar boundary-stomping in-laws, you can't control them, but you can control what you accept. The moment Chloe said they get final say, she told me exactly where I ranked. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Thanks for following this disaster. It's been therapeutic writing it out. Time to close this chapter and move on. Oh, and Lorraine? If you're reading this, Jade says you've been hate scrolling TikTok. Your daughter's wedding went viral for all the wrong reasons. Your country club friends definitely saw it. But sure, I'm the one who ruined your reputation. Fair enough? Fair enough. Edit. Since everyone's asking, yes, the deposits were really $15K. Venue, $5K. Photographer, $3K. Band, $3K. Flowers, $2K. Caterer, $2K. When you're planning a $35K wedding, that's pretty standard. And yes, I really did just hand it all over. Worth every penny to watch the Whitmores discover that final say comes with final responsibility.